There was a time in my life where I was working this job, and from time to time I would get commission checks based on my sales. And so it was a particular day that I had received my commission check, and I had expected for my commission check to be a lot more than what it was. And so I was a little bit disappointed because I had bills to pay, and I was a little bit frustrated because my bank account was short. And, you know, I was out, and all of a sudden, a homeless lady ran up to me. And she said to me, she said, sir, could you spare some change? And immediately I heard the Lord say to me, give her $100. And I said, Lord, $100? He said, yes, take her and give her $100. I said, okay, Lord. I said, but my bank account is short. You know, I don't have enough money to pay my bills. But God said, look, do what I said do. And so I told her, I said, come on, let me give you this money. And so I took her over to the ATM machine, and I gave her $100. And I tell you what, her face lit up, and she was so excited. And you know, it really, really blessed her. And I thank God for that. And I went back over to where I was standing. And I was thinking to myself, Lord, okay, you wanted me to give her $100. I said, but Lord, I don't have enough money to pay my bills now. I'm in a tight situation. But you know what happened? 2 days later, my boss called me from my job. And he said, James, she said, last year they did some miscalculations on your bonuses. We owe you some money. And do you know how much money they owed me? It was 100 times more than what I had given that homeless woman. And the money was in my account like a couple of days later. The reason why I'm telling you this is that anytime God tells you to give, it doesn't matter who it is, if it's to a homeless person, if it's to a homeless shelter, if it's to a person who's on the street, if it's a person in need, God is going to bless you for it. And so you might as well just listen to him and do what he said. Why? Because, you know, the Bible says, you know, when you give to the poor, you're lending to God. I'm going to tell you something. The return that God gives is far much greater than anything that you could expect anyone else to do in this life. And so God desires for you to be a giver. He desires for you to love on those that are in need. Even if you yourself are in need, God desires for you to help others and to love on them. So I want to encourage you to be a giver. Be someone who desires to help. Don't look at how much you have and how much you can do, but just be obedient to what the Spirit of God says. And when you're faithful in what he's telling you to do, then he'll be faithful in what you need. God bless.